Well, here it is at 5:30 in the morning. Had my morning coffee. What? No, no, we've already talked about that. Oh, yeah, you're here with me for a while, and you need to stay in that corner. Pay attention. Okay, so we're talking about subtracting mixed numbers. We can use QCD, of course, to find a common denominator. So let's go ahead and set that up. I'm going to do 4 times 5 is 20 and use 20 for my denominator. Then, of course, I can cross multiply. Gravity drops it down. 1 times 5. 1/4 is 5/20. 4 times 2, that's 8. So I'm going to do the same thing over here really fast. Okay, so I've got my problem set up with a common denominator. Okay, so now 4 and 5/20 subtract 2 and 8/20. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can do the trade-in method or you can do Mapu. So I'm going to show you both ways and you decide which is your favorite way. One problem, you might like the trade-in method better than Mapu depending on the numbers. So the trade-in method, see how this 5/20 is smaller than the 8/20? That means I can't subtract those. That would give me a negative. So what I'll do is I'll cross this 4 out and make it a 3. I'm trading in a whole for 20/20. So 20 plus 5 is 25. So this is now 3 and 25/20. Hey, I recognize you. I recognize you. Why do we recognize each other? Because we're the same. Ooh, this makes sense. So now I can go ahead and subtract because this fraction is now larger than that fraction. So 3 subtract 2 is 1. And then 25 subtract 8 is 17. And then I copy down my denominator, so I get 1 and 17/20. So remember, 4 and 5/20, that's the same as 3 and 25/20. We traded in a whole for the denominator here, which was 20ths, and of course 20/20 is a whole. Okay, let's look over here at Mapu. So I can multiply, add, and then put over the original denominator. So 20 times 4 is 80. Add 5 is 85. So I get 85/20. And then I subtract. 20 times 2 is 40. Add 8 is 48. Yes, Bob, I know I'm going to have to simplify. I've been teaching this for plenty of years. You don't need to keep talking to me. So there's my denominator, it's 20. By the way, if you're not familiar, Bob is my friend in the wall. That keeps me company, but we sometimes get into arguments, disagreements. Okay, so then you would do 85 subtract 48. Okay, so that is, let me go ahead and do that here. There we go. 37, right? Got that? Now, this fraction's not simplified, so we want to go ahead and simplify this. I can get one group of 20 out of 37. That's 1. And then I would do 37 subtract 20. That's 17. So, like I've told you before, it's important to have multiple methods. Okay, so when you do subtracting mixed numbers, be really careful on if you get where this front fraction smaller than the second fraction, you're going to either need to make a trade, okay, or you can use MAPU to solve it. Now, sometimes this fraction will be bigger than this fraction and you won't have to make a trade and you'll just complete it like normal.